doing what you love or your passion. That is all BS. I expect that their child will choose a career that will give them financial stability as well as job security. So imagine just having someone that can be like, hey, I can book you, I can see you quickly, and you ain't gotta worry about it. Lawyer, nurse, doctor, engineer, lawyer, nurse, doctor, engineer, lawyer, nurse, doctor, engineer. Do immigrant parents have other careers that they push you for, that they push you towards? Like, which one? Which one? Let's dive into this video and understand why our immigrant parents think the way that they do. Okay, so we've all been there. We've heard stories from our immigrant friends. The pressure can be intense, but ultimately, in my opinion, I think our parents or family members mean well when they only think that you can only be a lawyer, a doctor, or a nurse, period. Nothing else. Nothing else, right? So I will be talking about a couple things, the reasons why they say these are the only options, and that's basically it, like the reasons why they think. So if there has been a conversation with your family, or not only the conversation, but also the very like strict or hard opinion, or you may be feeling like it's forced upon you and that's really not your choice, then I can kind of give you insight as to why I think they think this way. So stay tuned. All right, so number one, financial stability and job security. So all in all, these professions basically generally, they offer stable incomes, benefits, long-term career security, health insurance, life insurance, and a lot of our immigrant parents did face financial struggles, and they want their children to have stable and a prosperous future. So this is why their opinion means so much to them. And if you think about where they come from, like for example, for myself, I'm from Haiti, and we see the struggles that it's going on in Haiti. A lot of people struggled and were not able to put food on the table. So the minute that they're able to send their children to school, they kind of expect that their child will choose a career that will give them financial stability as well as job security, okay? Although we know that nowadays there are different choices, but by baseline, I don't think a lot of the immigrant parents know or understand that there are other options, and we have to give them grace for that. We have the opportunity to have a plethora of options. We have the internet, we have friends who are in other career fields that make a good living. But for our immigrant parents, I think it's important to remind ourselves that maybe they don't know, and maybe they don't know enough of it for them to understand that it's an option. And let's face it, they don't want us to struggle the way they had to. So we just have to understand that. So prestige and social status, of course. In many cultures, of course, these careers are highly respected careers, and they basically symbolize intelligence, hard work, success, and like, can you imagine your child being a lawyer, doctor, nurse? Like, it's their pride. They're like, oh yeah, you know, my daughter is a nurse, my son, you know? So I think we kind of have to understand that as well. For them, it's pride because they've worked hard enough to provide what they weren't able to have for themselves. So yeah, so that's just my opinion. Now, job opportunities. Job opportunities are everywhere for lawyers, doctors, nurses, engineers. The demand is high, and it does make it easier to kind of find a job regardless of your location. And the degrees in, medicine, law, engineering, they often lead to opportunities abroad. So if you're coming from an immigrant background and you've studied abroad or in your home country, you can also move to the US, Canada, or North America itself and make a livable wage and be able to kind of climb the ladder to okay, so personal experience. So like I said before, they want their children to avoid the same struggles of having difficulty to put food on the table, and they see these careers as a break from generational cycles, the ability to build generational wealth. And so expectations, many parents, they sacrifice their own careers and comfort and status by immigrating, hoping their children would have a better opportunity. So for them, it's like their view of success in these careers are basically a return for their sacrifice. Meaning that, not that it's okay for your parents to be like, oh, well, I sacrificed this for you, so you should do this. But thinking again, putting ourselves in their shoes or in their mindset and where they've come from, we can hope to kind of understand what they mean and that they do mean well. And mind you, like a lot of people leave like their home countries, like in the Caribbean, making a pretty good salary, like working as engineers, doctors, and they still sacrifice to move to North America to give their children a better opportunity. So when they start to compare other children who pursue careers, can be definitely very annoying, because obviously everyone has their own path, choice of career. But again, we have to kind of consider like what they mean and where they're coming from when, their children achieve such high, I guess, degrees or like a highly respected career, and it makes them proud, right? So I don't know what else to say. And two, you can also give back to your community, right? So when you do achieve those goals, you're able to kind of mentor the younger kids in the neighborhood and the community, and show them that it is possible. And because we don't often have good role models to show us that it is achievable, for us, it's always deemed difficult to become a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer. So when we do see that, even if you don't know the person, we are proud. Like we are so proud. So healthcare, legal knowledge, benefits to the family, for sure. Imagine you have like a lawyer at your dispense, or a doctor or an engineer that you can just text and say, hey, my God, I think I'm having like, I don't know, do I have cancer or something? Like help, And they're able to be like, listen, you're okay. Stop Googling or your symptoms and relax. Or even legal issues, you can always reach out to them. Although it is a lot for the actual person, like for myself, people in my family do reach out to me and send me pictures and ask me certain questions. It could become overwhelming, but again, like we kind of made it, right? So we're able to help where we can, and especially being at the disposal to our family, it's always great to hear their perspective, hear their stories, and be like, listen, you're gonna be fine, okay? And even for my husband, he is an engineer, so people always call him to say, oh my God, I think something is wrong with my computer or something like that. So it's always nice to be available to those that we love in return. And also, like, who do you reach out when you need a prescription? We live in Quebec. It's difficult to see a family doctor. It is wild. Like the waiting list, it's crazy. And you try to avoid going to the ER. So imagine just having someone that could be like, hey, I can book you, I can see you quickly, and you ain't gotta worry about it. it's a win-win, right? So yeah, so there are non-traditional paths to creative industries or entrepreneurship, but they kind of push for what they know that works, right? And has historically led to success. And entrepreneurship is not always guaranteed, whereas if you do go get a degree in one of the four mentioned before, lawyer, doctor, nurse, engineering, those are guaranteed stability in general. So the alternate choices that they see are very unconventional for them, and we can come to understand that yes, they can push, yes, they can be upset, but ultimately it is your choice. It is your choice. Not everyone is cut out to become a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, an engineer. We kind of need a little bit of everyone and a little bit of everything, if you see what I mean. Imagine everyone just wanted to be a doctor. Like, who would be the paramedic? Who would be the accountant? Who would be the financial advisor? So who would be taking care of your children in the daycares? So ultimately, again, it is your choice. You do have to kind of evaluate to see, okay, will I enjoy this? One, and will I be able to make a livable wage? Two, because it is not always about doing what you love or your passion. That is all BS. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Like, you could be passionate about something that doesn't bring you income. So how do you support yourself? How do you eventually support a family? So you kind of have to consider all of these things, because in reality, it is about money. Unfortunately, the word goes round with money. How do you afford groceries? Eggs are apparently $20 in the US. Or you can't even find eggs. And here in Canada, food is expensive. Like, groceries are expensive. Rent is expensive. People that are renting, if you have a mortgage, the list goes on and on. So being able to be happy with yourself and doing what you love, but also it bringing you income, a livable income, you do what you got to do, to be honest. But in general, to get back to the original topic, immigrant parents, they do want you to have financial stability. They want to see you do well. They don't want you to be struggling like they struggled. They don't want you to work 24-hour shifts, even if doctors work 24-hour shifts, Esther chanted that. But you have the final say, you have the final choice into what you want to do, regardless of what they think, right? But anyway, this video was basically about understanding their point of view and understanding why they think the way that they do. And can we blame them? No. I come from Haiti, and seeing the situation right now, it's very sad. So if you have the opportunity to send your child to North America to study something, you would expect for them to choose one of the four, right? Graduate and be able to take care of themselves ultimately, because no parent wants to see their child struggling when they brought them, especially when they bring you to the US to do better for yourself. They don't want to see you struggling. Like, I'm gonna go off a tangent, but there are people that makes like $30,000 to $40,000 a year. How do they live? Like, how do they afford basic life needs? Nobody knows. They're in that situation, but ultimately, our parents don't want us in that situation. So, welcome to the TED Talk. Let me know down below if you agree with what I've said. And what was your reality? What's your opinion? Are you an immigrant, or were your parents immigrants? And how did you navigate maybe not choosing those four? And are you happy with what you do? Do you have a livable wage? And any advice to those who are not interested in the four mentioned, but have other other career choices that can make a livable wage? So thank you for coming and watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if this was of interest to you. So again, thank you again for watching, and you will see me on the next one. Bye.